favorite game on this show, NFL True False Why. And I know I sent these to Sammy a little bit early, late, whatever you want to call it this morning, but they're happening. We got 2 retirements on this list, 1 future and 1 anti-Brady. Okay, so first one is my favorite one. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a Hall of Famer even as a backup. True or false, and why? You go first.
So if there was a Hall of Fame for being a fan, going to Buffalo and taking off your shirt, Ryan Fitzpatrick would definitely be in the Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, that is the only statistic in which he would get in on. Look, I love the guy. I've enjoyed watching him play, but a career journeyman quarterback has been done many times before. He's an inspirational story, but nowhere close to a Hall of Fame quarterback, despite the fact I love him and I wish him well in his retirement.
Okay. So I'm going to get crucified for this as well. That's fine. So someone made a great point to me last night. They said Mike, quote, is one of those guys that is like a Draymond Green or a Brad Marchand. You hate it when he's not on your team. You love him when he is. I'll take that. So my thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick is I think this is true because I think, but with a grain of salt though, because me and Aaron have talked about like a Hall of Fame for the backups, not saying build a whole other building, but a Hall of Fame wing where like the best backups, the best like professionals are honored. And to me, Ryan Fitzpatrick, there has to be somewhere in the NFL Hall of Fame that can be allowed to have the best of like the guys. If your guy went down, this guy was guaranteed to go in there and at least keep you in the game. That has to be a thing. Now, I'm also on the fence of Eli Manning, Philip Rivers are not Hall of Famers. I've said that. I know you probably disagree with that, but I don't think those guys are. So for me to say Ryan Fitzpatrick is kind of hypocritical. But if there was a wing for professionals who came in and just did their job and were awesome at backup quarterback, he is in it. And it has to be honored somehow, some way. Maybe like the Ryan Fitzpatrick Backup Award. I don't care.
I mean, you could probably coin an award, the Iron Fitzpatrick Ready on a Moment's Notice Award, but I think that the Hall of Fame in itself should. I personally believe the Hall of Fame should be held for the greatest of the greatest, right? Like the best of the best, and I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is a good player. He was a decent backup. I mean, I have nothing bad to say about the guy. He's just not a Hall of Fame level.
I know he's all shucks good for you. I know
you have to do something super special to be in the Hall of Fame. It shouldn't just be like he didn't even play that long, despite the fact that we think he's played forever. I mean, he played for a lot of teams. Signing contracts. He'd be in the Hall of Fame of signing the most contract or the most one-year deals. But yeah, he didn't do anything special to deserve that sort of consideration. Despite again me liking him as a person and as a fan. No way for me.
I agree with you on that point. So let's get to this for a guy who will make the Hall of Fame, but to me, he is not a Hall of Famer. Frank Gore. Frank Gore is like the Philip Rivers of the world. He was always there, always starting, but never really made the wow moments or the what if even Marshawn Lynch had the Beastquake run, right? What the hell did Frank Gore? I love Frank Gore. He was a Colt for like a year or two. Long-time running back, never had anything bad to say. Looks like he might have 20,000 concussions, but he is a beast of a player, and nothing but respect for him. But I don't have enough respect to put him in the Hall of Fame. I know he's like third or fourth all-time in rushing yards. It's like the Philip Rivers argument. Why? Why are we doing here?
Well, let me see if I can wow you with one stat from Frank Gore. Maybe that will change your mind.
Go ahead.
What is the average shelf life of an NFL running back? How many years does an NFL running back on average play in the NFL? Yeah, 4 years.
Is it 4? I was good.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
It is 4 years. How many years did Frank Gore play?
11.
I mean, he's 38. He came in the league at 22.
Right. Oh, whoa! Is it more? Is it like 15 or whatever? 12?
Yeah. So if you don't say wow to that, to a guy having that kind of longevity, shelf life, avoiding injury, being able to stay on the field, and not just be a backup running back. I mean, he was a productive starter for his whole career. It's just not something we see, right? The best NFL running backs play for 10 years, maybe. I mean, Barry Sanders played for 10 years. I think Emmitt Smith played for 12 years. This guy outlasted them all. I mean, in my list of NFL players who are vampires, he's probably number 2 or 3 behind Tom Brady, right? Like the guy just lived forever and never got hurt and kept playing. And that is something special to me. In his position that always seems to get hurt, a guy like that who's able to stay on the field for that long deserves some consideration. There's no doubt he will be a Hall of Famer, but I think he deserves to be a Hall of Famer. That is an incredible NFL career.
I'm thinking about doing this. I'm thinking about like making an AM Drive Hall of Fame for sports. And I'm gonna like write a list of like guys I think should be in it. I think people would be very mad at me. That's okay though.
They're always mad at you. It's okay.
Right. The Saints will sweep the Buccaneers in the regular season again. True or false, and why?
I mean, the easy answer obviously is no. False. It's hard to sweep a team anyway. It's certainly hard to sweep a team when one team is better than you. The Saints have certainly had the Bucs number. Bouncing the ball here, luck there, whatever you want to call it. But no, I don't think that will be the case. I think the Saints are a decent around 500 team. The Bucs are clearly the cream of the crop in the NFC. They will win a game against the Saints this year. I would be willing to take a shaving cream pie if they get swept.
Oh, goody! Good, we'll take it then. Thank you for that wager. Yes, I agree. Finally, Jalen Hurts will start for the Eagles after this season. Kind of like the Daniel Jones thing.
You want to go first? You want me to go first in this one?
I'll go first. I'm going to say true because every time I've doubted Jalen Hurts, he's always just been getting better at something. I used to hate him because he was at Alabama, and I'm like, this guy just gets it done. Went to Oklahoma, still played decent. I don't think he's the greatest passer. Won't ever believe that. But he's the greatest. He's a great teammate. I think that counts for something because he wants to always get better.
So I'll go at it from a different perspective. I'm going to say true he is, but here's why. He signed for another year on his contract. And the rookie contracts, at least for his level, were really low. So if you're the Eagles, you can have a bona fide starter for $2 million a year next year if you keep him on your roster before he becomes an unrestricted free agent. So from a financial standpoint, you can build all the other parts of your team around him, and he can still be a pretty decent to above average quarterback. If they were to release him or cut him or trade him or whatnot, even to sign a guy like, I don't know, Baker Mayfield, right? He's $10 million or $12 million for the year, which is $10 million you can't spend elsewhere. So from just a pure financial standpoint, you have to keep Jalen Hurts at least through his rookie contract, and they'll probably even restructure that and pay him a little bit more, but he's still a bargain at that price. And, as Seattle showed you, once the rookie contract ends, so does the window for being a good team, because once they paid Russell Wilson, they really never compete again. And a lot of teams go through that process. So it's why Brady always takes less money than everybody else, because he wants to use that money for other players. And the Eagles have a really good team built around Jalen Hurts, and they will for the next year.